And I welcome you today to CSC Talk Radio. It's my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be here with you today. You know, I just love that song. I sit here and I sing along. You don't get to hear that. But I sit here and I sing along with it when it just kind of pumps me up, you know. My late boss used to say, you got to get whooped up before the show. And so it pumps me up to get up and sing a little bit. I don't get up. I sit in my chair. But singing, I always like the words, how you done me wrong. Because the government, elected officials, have been doing us wrong for a long time. Now, I have lots of news today. And as I was going through it today, it made me kind of sad. Are you a racist? Do you have a prejudice in your heart? I'd like to think that I don't. I try to be open-minded. I think my real prejudice these days is for those who cannot or will not reason or think outside the group. For those who lead others by fear and manipulation. I get more aggravated by that than anything. I believe in the American people. And if they had the truth and the facts laid before them, they might not all, but most of them, I believe, would make the right decision or better decisions. Who am I to say whether it's right or wrong, I guess. But the majority of them, I think, could come to a conclusion that would bring about a better decision, at least more informed, at home, at work, and perhaps in the voting booth. The screams of racism has most of us afraid to even observe anything. But there are characteristics that set us apart as people. Not better, not worse, just different. Perhaps God likes variety. Dark skin, light skin, pink skin, freckles, red hair, yellow skin, red skin, pale skin, olive skin, black eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes. Some individuals have two different colored eyes. I went to school with somebody that had green eye and a brown eye. Red hair, blonde hair, brown hair, black hair. Some have all colors of hair throughout their lives. Gray hair, silver hair, white hair. The color of hair and the color of eyes and the color of skin, that's not scary at all. But the color of the heart most certainly can be. I have lived my life with short jokes, which I actually, for the most part, was kind of fond of. If my brothers and my sister didn't make fun of me for being short, I'd think they didn't love me. But it isn't always convenient being short. As a young woman, I looked at the possibility I wanted to be a stewardess on the airlines. But at that time, you had to be at least 5'6". I was a few inches off there. I didn't like that. I didn't take it personal. I didn't like it, but I didn't take it personal. It's just how it was. In order to reach, I guess, the overhead compartments, I don't know what it was all about, but in order to be safer, it wasn't about discrimination, but about an occupational requirement. I know that's not really like a discrimination of skin color or race, but there are lots of ways to be discriminated against. And I'm going to add, be careful who your friends are. Political views are now an object of hate as well, and prejudice. I said recently we are in war, and I believe that's true. I said early in the 2016 election that it wasn't about the Republicans or the Democrats any longer. It was about a complete change of our governance. And if you're not seeing that right now, you really are blind. Putting the final knife in the heart of the constitutional republic is what the Democrat Party and some of the Republicans are trying to do. What does this have to do with prejudice? Well, we talked about the hate on The View, and we're witnessing harassments and violence, mostly from the left. Not all, but mostly. Politicians have lied to us for so many years, we can't seem to even recognize the truth these days. I have several different articles about different things that I think kind of bring this all together. Sean Hannity says over and over again each night that journalism is dead. And I believe that's true in many cases of the mainstream media and maybe sometimes Fox. But let me remind you that the truth in journalism is alive, and it's very well and alive in Range Magazine. I know I'm giving them a free plug here. I just couldn't help when I was writing out my monologue. So if you're not receiving Range Magazine, I encourage you to order it today. It's just rangemagazine.com, or you can call them, and the number is on the commercial that I air every single day. CJ is a good friend. CJ is not a sponsor of the show. I absolutely believe in her, though, and I believe in Range Magazine. And I believe it's one place you can find the truth. You're not going to find the clutter. You're going to find the truth. And just like any truth outlet, it struggles to survive. So subscribe to Range Magazine. And speaking of journalism, I'm trying to get back on track here. Both sides, which tell us the truth is lacking, that there's sides, you shouldn't have sides in journalism, accuse the other of poor journalism. I thought it was pretty funny last night. The FISA report that came out, and wow, both sides read it, and both sides come to a different conclusion. But that's not really anything new. We have that all the time. Depends on what topic you're looking at. So I have articles today that I believe, unfortunately, show the lack of truth and, unfortunately, the presence of prejudice. And in some cases, both. Constitution, land, socialism, lies, and prejudice. Let's try to make some sense as we cover the news. To know the truth is part of bringing America home. Now, the first article I have, I didn't even know what to start with, so I'm going to start with this one. Because it is about prejudices. This is a young man, a Texas waiter, who claimed to have been stiffed by a racist customer, and he now admits that he made the whole thing up. Now, the customer was banned from this particular establishment because of the remark that he made on a napkin. But the truth has been found out that the waiter, Khalil Cavill, actually wrote it himself. He wrote the racist remark that said that he would not tip, he wouldn't tip terrorists. The young man had darker skin, the waiter. Nice looking guy. I saw a picture of him on this article. But this is the Sawgrass Steakhouse, and the waiter is Khalil. It's Khalil, Cavill, almost like Calvin, only it's Cavill, Cavil. He posted this particular, I don't tip terrorists. That's what it said on the napkin. I don't tip terrorists. And he posted this on Facebook and on social media, and it went viral. And he got all kinds of sympathy. And the gentleman who was at that table was banned from this establishment. I do believe that's what happened. Now, the young man admits that he did it, and he says, I have no excuse. Well, there is no excuse. But who was the true one prejudice here? Was the young man upset? Did the guy not tip? There's lots of people that don't tip. Did he not tip enough? What upset him to make him attack this man's integrity? I would hope that the young man got fired, but I don't know that he did. And I hope that he learned a lesson. But this is prejudice turned around. It's just not right. We're going into a break. I have some other stories I want to share with you. Another one has to do with Lizzie Warren. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. Your calls are welcome at 877-895-5410. That's 877-895-5410. And we will be right back.